Two players that when you think of their careers, when you think about what's made them so good, you think search and destroy, whether it's Zuma flanks, attaching his 1v1s. He never loses his 1v1s, but you cannot be going as negative as they were. I mean, a donut and search for players of that caliber, unacceptable.
And the crazier thing to me is you only played 2 maps of search and destroy. Attach and Zuma dropped donuts in one of them, and they still had a higher KD than accuracy over the course of like the weekend for search.
Why you gotta do it to him?
Not ideal. I mean, again, as a team, just not ideal. They just did not have a good run of it. However, we only saw them on Piccadilly. Here on Ramaza, though, they at least have the man advantage for now.
Well, it's New York on the attack. Attach will be carrying the bomb already. A one-man advantage has developed. 4 versus 3, advantage to New York. And as you can see, New York thinking a little bit about the B site. They do have control though. They want to try and rotate, force maybe a 4 versus 1 or a 3 versus 1 at the A site. Definitely possible.
And this might just be waiting for Dead Silence to make a play. Attach is going to know that a player's upstairs. You can see him trying to work with Zuma just a little bit to set up this pinch and just about making the move. Shocks falls right down. Attach was sitting there waiting for it. Had Zuma for the trade, but not even needed. That leaves Denz and Loka in a 2 versus 4.
Could be possible. I think for me, it's that top orange arrow. It's Luka. And if he can try and collapse in quick enough, maybe the play could be made. But if he takes too long, of course, at that point, bomb's already planted now for New York. So this 2v4 just got a little tougher. And, well, actually watching the flank, Luka will fall. Now it's all down to Denz. The 1v4. Surely, there's absolutely no chance of this. Time ticking. And finally, the kill comes through. New York take round number 1.
And that's the power of having Dead Silence, or not having Dead Silence at the end, where all 4 players on the map know exactly where you are. They know exactly where to look. Attach and Zuma going on the hunt, 0, even with the MP5, just holding it down. But very clean early round from the New York Subliners, carrying that momentum from the first hard point into game number 2.
Oh, round 2, of course, will be Paris Legion on the attack. We'll see, can they try and turn things around. Of course, only Zed getting a pick for Paris Legion in round number 1. We'll see if, as mentioned, he can try to get it around there. So Attach on the screen's been very aggressive now. Chance over towards B.
This is the most hesitant bomb pickup I've seen in my entire life. A player just sitting in spawn, just debating on whether he wants to grab it or not. But now you have Temp. You can just hear all the doors opening and closing around him. He knows the player is going to be up top above him, but Attach, well, has a couple players in front. But I think when Paris don't grab the bomb, a player is probably having some sort of issue. And, well, the great feature we have, Ben, we can pause the game.
Dude, you know, I didn't know about that until opening weekend. It just came up game pause. I was like, wow, the future is here. It's pretty cool.
I love Beanox, bro. Like, they were in a, I can't remember what event it was last year. Actually, it was Miami. I do remember. And just hanging out with the Beanox guys and just talking about all the features we're going to have in the future. And I was like,
game pause.
Do we have a pause feature? They were like, we don't have it yet, but we're working on it. But
Shout out to
here,
those guys. And
it is wonderful. And Beanox are my favorite people, Ben. Yeah. My absolute favorite.
I don't disagree.
Well, the British crowd, then Beanox.
Okay.
We'll
I'm
get to
sure they'll appreciate that. But I've just been told it's just a controller issue, so it should be resolved very quickly. And we'll get back into the action. Of course, the second round was just about to get exciting there, Chance, it felt like.
Absolutely. And again, you see like the mid-map presence is always going to be important. Like if you get a first blood mid-map and you gain any sort of control on either side, everyone that's over towards the actual site basically just has to stop. But pressure's over towards B. The pause feature just kicks back in. Already kills get traded. Still a true 4 versus 4, but then accuracy and Zuma kill everything.
And that's one of those. I don't think Paris expected that. New York straight at him for the 2-0 lead, and this is more like the New York we expect to see when we talk about Search and Destroy. 2 very quick rounds and a very quick flank as well.
I was going to say, and Zuma flank.
There
as much as we were talking about Kismet being the agent of chaos, again, Zuma, this is what he's been known for 7-8 years, something like that. This is his absolute wheelhouse. So on the flip side, got to keep an eye on him. But the litmus test for New York is accuracy.
Mentioned it before.
The man is 5-0. That's when things are going phenomenal.
Yeah, dude, a great start from him. And speaking of good starts, Zuma 2-0 as well, hasn't died yet. Kick things off on board with accuracy himself. The 5-0 start looking very good, but if he can try and find a first blood here, I think he spotted Shocks just. But Shocks will scramble away. Of course, New York back on the attack. Can accuracy find that first blood? Oh, well, that's not a great nade. Well, he didn't fall, but Temp is already through.
Temp managed to go through, and again, it's that mid-map pressure that makes it happen. Now Attach is swarming. Free gunfight for him. That's actually going to be a trade-up, but New York, as soon as they get that first kill, they have all the pressure in the world onto the site. Keep in mind, you actually have Zuma going on. Once again, a massive flank with the MP5, shuts Luka down and has Zed locked in his sights.
Crowd appreciating Zuma's strong search and destroy performances as well. 3-0. Can he find more? Zed and Den still alive. I will say shout out to Zuma's dad. He's here as well in attendance. And I feel like Zuma always plays better in front of his old man. So far, that is true. And so far, New York are cruising through Paris Legion. Looking to go 2-0 up in the series here. And we mentioned the story, right, for Paris Legion. They played so very well opening weekend, but was it a fluke? You hate to say it so early, but what was it a fluke? And what did we get from New York? Was it really the ceiling for that team? I think we both agree. No, absolutely not. This is looking more like the New York we expect to see.
And again, like, it's one of those situations where I'm staring at the minimap and trying to figure out who that arrow flanking is. Why do you even have to think about it? Of course, it's going to be Zuma.
Yeah, of course.
He's hanging out at 4-0. Accuracy hanging out at 5-0. It's been a field day. Already, New York has won more rounds in these first 3 rounds than they did the entirety of Minnesota.
One of the really big things you look at on the Paris Legion side of things is Kismet 0-3. There's another pause comes through. Tactical pause this time, I reckon. Slow the game down if you're Paris, right? You want to just,
My controller, guys, I don't know what's going on with it, but we might need to take a bit of a break.
I don't know. 3-0 down. Either way, though, as we mentioned, New York looking a lot more like the New York I think we expected to see opening weekend and didn't. I mean, you talk about game 1, the hardpoint, they close it out. The first hardpoint win, the search and destroy. Now they've won more rounds here in London than they did opening weekend. So overall, a much better showing so far.
I mean, this is the beautiful thing about hot takes. You have an incredibly limited amount of information we get from the first week, including New York having to play FaZe, and we know FaZe has been fantastic. The first series, maybe you just get off to a slow start, so now we form all of our opinions, decide everything is just going to be facts, and then the first series comes underway. New York already not even exceeding expectations, just matching what we thought they were going to be from the start. At the same time, though, a couple tactical pauses come in. Paris talk over their strategy just a little bit, figured out and be like, all right, we know Zuma's going to flank. I don't know why we had to figure out 3 rounds to make sure that happened. Just watch it. Yeah, do what Accuracy does. Just stare at it the entire time for 2 minutes straight.
I think he's
It'll be okay.
2 kills so far this game doing just that. One was against Luca in one of the early rounds. I think it was round number 1. But you're absolutely right in terms of hot takes and what you can expect from teams. And it is worth mentioning again, if you are just tuning in this weekend, very different than what we saw in opening weekend. Tournament format here. So there will be a champion, there will be a winner. The question is, can London do it in London? How sweet that would be. Of course, for everyone else, they would love to deny London that privilege, and it starts with New York and Paris.
And I will say, what a fantastic hoodie on that stunning young man in the front row, Ben. I don't know where he got it from, but he's got great taste.
Thanks, Chance. Appreciate that gas.
I'll do it again.
Appreciate you. Game still paused. I would assume it's the same issue as last. I have a quick glance down at main stage, and everyone seems good. No, same controller, same player. Maybe we should get a new controller. Might fix the issue.
Just re-talking over how to watch the flank on Ramaz. We got to figure out. You go to the B site, just have someone sit in the tunnel, turn all the way around. You can effectively leave someone in spawn as well if you want to watch it as well. But again, Zoom has been feasting for now. Accuracy has been feasting for now. Got to see if they can continue that. And of course, from the side of Paris, figure something out. I mean, it's not complicated. I'm assuming they'll be able to bounce back in this game as well. But if anything, it's nice for them that the pace gets slowed down.
So here's a question. What if New York just blow through Paris? What does that then do for your perception of Paris Legion?
Absolutely nothing. I mean, my perception hasn't, like, it would be interesting if Nameless's power ranking is like when all is said and done in like the next couple months actually meld and like to exactly what they thought they were going to be.
They might.
I would say any team that went 0-2 or 2-0, my opinion hasn't changed drastically.
Okay.
I still think the Empire are going to be top 3 team in the game. I expect great things. I still think the New York Subliners are somewhere in the middle of the pack, but I think they're going to get better as time goes on. And Paris had a great start, but I think they're going to have to claw and dig for every single win against every team they play.
Well, it's enough waffle. Back into the game. New York Subliners 3-0, the advantage they have currently. For Paris Legion, they're on the attack. And so far, it's one of those patient rounds of Search and Destroy where everyone just waiting for that dead silence to make a play.
This is actually New York with quite a bit of pressure. I mean, they are very far pushed up on the map. Temp knows, waiting for the time to set up a kill. Now he spotted 2-player. Kismet's going to be free. Knows Luca's down low, but does the smart thing, just tries to stay alive, and easy first blood for New York.
Temp find one more. Well, he's seen the cross, and that's just enough information. And you'll see a few of those white arrows maybe just move away from the B site, play around the information Temp has been able to gather Zero should be the first one to potentially find himself some action. Back over towards Temp. Honestly, this could be massive if he's able to find these kills.
And this is just patient play from Zero. He's able to at least get one and just stagnate that push from Paris, who, well, now time is ticking down. They got 30 seconds to get this bomb plant. They do have clearance over towards A, but Temp still causing problems, gets the wall bang on Zed, and Paris, well, a man disadvantage once again. They got the work cut out for him. It's all up to, well, now just Denz. See what he can do in a 1 versus 4, but it is a hopeless situation.
Yes. Yes, it is. New York making a statement early here in London. The hard point, yes, was close, but they closed it out nicely. The search and destroy hasn't been close at all, Chance.
I mean, this is every single time we come out of a pause, I like have to regroup myself, see like the state of the scene, and I'm like, oh, New York, they have all the pressure in the world on defense. They have all the map positioning. Temp's in a perfect spot. He's already spotted 2 players. He's got free kills and accuracy. Hasn't done anything for 2 rounds. Still just hanging out. Yeah. Still 5-0.
I mean, 9-0 is the combined stats for accuracy and Zuma, both having great games. And on the other side for Paris Legion, Kismet 0-4, everybody else 1-4. Paris are struggling here in London. However, a first blood for the Brit Zed. He shuts down Attach. Now Paris actually have the advantage.
No time wasted. He's going straight through. A player's in the corner. Temp doesn't need the help. Zuma's just there to cheer him on. As Temp just soars through, but now Zuma, all the pressure in the world. They got clearance on this B site, and they have, once again, that man advantage. But it's going to be Temp and Zuma working together.
That's about as free a kill as you're ever going to get. Temp says, thank you very much. Now, 3 versus 2, Temp with another simple kill. He's just walking through Paris like they're not even there. Denz again. Left, last man up, a 1 versus 4. I respect that from Temp.
I mean, it was a nice shot. You definitely heard Denz. Denz was very comfortable taking the gunfight, but either way, I mean, last time it was a 1v4 for him. This time he has another attempt at the 1v4, but still, it just seems like a hopeless situation.
It's just funny seeing the way New York changed that. It was, all right, hand him down and kill him. Temp, I know where he is, I'm challenging him. Temp dies. All right, guys, just play back. let's not feed him an unnecessary clutch, but a good round overall. You can afford to do that in a 4 versus 1. One person can throw away his life, especially if it's Temp, right? He's feeling confident. He's just picked up 2. He's looking for number 3.
And I was going to say, like, 2 easy kills as well. Like, where's the reaction
Simple
from Kismet?
kills.
Shock dies up top, and you're just staring out the side of the door trying to make a read, but it's just how we've already seen that twice, where Shock just gets killed for free because that B site like window up in the office, they just have no pressure. New York has all the pressure, no reaction from Paris, who've just been getting picked apart, and well, Kismet still in the donut camp.
Yeah, a bit rough from him. Of course, he was the player that we were saying you have to keep your eyes out for, and on the flip side, accuracy 5-0, Zuma 5-0 as well. Attach is going to have the first fight, and it's Kismet that gets on the bullet, but Attach's nade was enough to shut him down, and if accuracy pulls the trigger, through the smoke, not going to happen, but now all of a sudden he may have to spring into life. He goes down. Zed finds 1, 0 and Temp alive for the 2 versus 3. It's going to have to be a retake as well. 0 falls. Temp all on his lonesome. 1v3.
Time for the 1v3, and he has got all of his work cut out for him. He's not in the worst spot in terms of positioning. He has been mapped, but he's going to be loud. Denz is going to hear him. And finally, Paris get on the board, and I got to give a shout out to that smoke as well. If accuracy just didn't have that smoke right in front of him, would have been a free round for the side of New York once again, but you use the utility correctly, you make the right plays, and finally get a little bit of clearance out onto the site. Paris finally striking back.
Problem for them, of course, is this is a very steep mountain to climb. 5-0 down, need to win 6 in a row. They've done 1. Kismet, of course, gets on the board, 1 and 6. Luca also 1 and 6. Shocks 1 and 5. Paris definitely struggling. Denz, though, doing his best. He's been last man alive for maybe 3 or 4 rounds, it feels like, for Paris Legion. As you can see on the minimap, the way New York have attempted to try to play this round.
Yeah, massive push over to A right now. I mean, Kismet's going on the flank, but he doesn't have a gunfight for quite some time. You of New York have surrounded this A site. Players are through. Temp, though, the most aggressive one on the map. Zed does clean up that kill advantage.
And Denz is huge. Denz is massive because he can shut down this push pretty much single-handedly. As the first player over towards A, you cannot let New York get some free kills as accuracy gets 2. Watching the flank, and that is peekaboo from Attach. Pops up, shuts down Zed, or shuts down Denz rather, as that could be the round. Zed and Shocks. Now for the 2 versus 4, Zed trying to be a sneaky little beaver. What can he find? 60 seconds on the clock. Paris, of course, need every single round, but it's accuracy again. Finds the pick on towards shot. And Zed all by himself.
And it doesn't matter how sneaky you are, you open that door, you're the Kool-Aid man. He comes through and takes down 0, but they know exactly where he is. Clean him up instantly.